Good morning, everybody. So we already having problems at the new job. Haven't even received my first paycheck yet, and we're already having problems. I'm gonna try to be real brief on this. It all started with my background check, where the lady up there, Miss Angie, who's probably in her 50s or 60s, she had texted me before. And see, this is why a lot of times, like, I really do believe things happen for a reason. Because if I would have gotten those text messages before I left the house, let's just say my phone was on, then that probably would have been $150 less that I've earned. And so I had got to work, and she was telling me, "Hey, I sent you a message. Did you get it?" And I'm telling her, like, I don't have a working phone right now, blah blah blah. And so when I get to work, well, let me back up. It started with one of the guys in the kitchen has been to prison. He got tattoos all over his face. I told y'all he talks in full on Ebonics. You feed me. Everything. It's one of those guys that when you in a public setting as a black man, you really start to see just how far a person's vocabulary can go, their intellect, what they know about the world. For example, I had the guy I worked with last night mention Charlie Kirk. It used to bother me to know that certain things were going on in the world, and certain people would look at me like, "Who is that?" It's like, on this device, do you ever get any ads, or do you ever see anything in your feed that has anything to do with what's going on in the world? Or when you log into your phone, do you go to Nickelodeon? Like, what? How do you not know about some of these things that our government is force feeding us? How do you not know about certain things? But anyway, that's what I mean by, if you just look at him, you can tell he don't really know much about anything. So what I've done is kind of taken a page out of my dad's book, where in some cases it's sometimes good to talk at work, because I have a hard outer shell and a soft inside. So a lot of times by me talking, it can alleviate a lot of fear and doubt and shit that people have in their mind about me, because I'm just not an extrovert, and so when I go to work and we're in there talking, I asked him, have you been to prison? So on and so forth. And I'm asking him why, what happened, and things of that nature. And when I'm asking him, we're going back and forth, and I've never been to prison. I've been to jail for an extended period of time for domestic violence against a girlfriend that I had back in 2014, 15. Left bruises all over her, not all over her body, but her arms and stuff, because of her trying to remove my property from her apartment. And she was doing it in a way that, most men out there know what I'm talking about. I don't care how poor I am. I don't care how much I don't have. You're not going to destroy my property. You're not going to throw stuff like TVs and game consoles and irons and shit. You're not going to be breaking stuff like that. So I just kept taking her hands off of stuff. Every time she would touch something, I'd be like, move, 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 move. And we were standing like in a space this close. The wall was here. The bed was right behind me. So it was a little area. And so when I would grab my stuff, I would just like, get the fuck out the way, and she went to college and had bruises all over her. And that's part of this college big brother society, where if they see this type of stuff on you, they have they're required to call the police and investigate this, because this happens a lot where these guys beat on these women, and there's nobody, like, she might be scared to say something or whatever. But anyway, I ask them, you know, a bunch of his stories and stuff like that, and so I'm going back and forth with them. Well, Angie, she takes this as something that is problematic, because when I had left, it was raining real bad. And I didn't know this, but apparently she texted me and said, don't come in today because of this weather. We don't need you. Well, I didn't get the message till I got home later that night. And I'm like, what was the point? Like, when I got there, dude, I think that day they made like 196 burgers. Because it was an order of like 40 burgers. And it was Saturday, so you had to take those and then, you know, combine them with the rest of the regular orders that day. And I was like, dude, like, why would you tell me to not come to work? Well, I could be wrong, but the fag that I told you is the owner. I think he got word that Angie, a 50, 60-year-old lady was, hey, I think he been to prison. I think he probably lied on his application. I think he probably... So that prompted him, I'm assuming, to say, okay, tell him don't come in. We're not going to work him like that until we get his background check. So I get to work and I'm ready to go and everything. And they tell me, okay, go wait out in the thing. Angie want to talk to you. And I'm like, what the fuck could you possibly want to talk to me about? What? So she goes, hey, I seen on your application that you said you haven't gotten in any trouble. But I heard you in the kitchen saying you've been to prison. And I'm like, no, I have not been to prison. And like, before I can even get the rest of it out, she was like, I heard you with my own ears. See, this is what I mean when I tell people it's not necessarily my fault for the way people treat me. It's probably 6 or 7 people before me who put forth the idea that everybody is lying but the other person. So Miss Angie is under the assumption of like, we've hired and fired so many people. You're lying. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're not telling the truth, because if you were telling the truth, then, you know, you possibly, you know, it's the thing where it's like everybody and this is what I mean when I say that most people are a piece of shit. So most people are liars, they're cheaters, they're thieves, they're manipulators. They don't take accountability for nothing. So the minute you start the rebuttal, it becomes a no, don't you lie to me. Like, bitch, I don't even know you to lie to you like that. What the fuck you talking about? So I told her like, hey, no, I have not been to prison. What you heard was me and this dude telling stories about our time being locked up, but I have never been to prison. And so she was like, oh, okay, well, I was just, you know, wondering because, you know, I didn't want you to lie on your application and something comes back and you killed someone or something. I'm like, no, it ain't nothing like that. So she tells me, okay, you can go in the kitchen now and go help them. So I go back there, and that's why I said I made the video the other day. I just hear a bunch of just dumb ass, pointless conversation like, hey, that was supposed to be a small fry, not a large fry. Why are you being mean to me? I'm not being mean to you. Yeah, you are. I told you in the video, I can't even mock it just yet because I haven't gotten enough dialogue in my brain for my brain to register all of that shit and start to make a joke out of it. So, but it's shit that you just wonder, like, y'all could literally survive in a daycare. Everybody in this kitchen, the dude with tats on his face, y'all could like survive in a daycare. I could see y'all getting along with daycare kids. The way y'all talk, it's like, if y'all didn't talk like that, it would be dead silent. I would rather be dead silent and people in here knock, knock. Who's there? Like, the fuck? But this is another example of like why I take a step back and I come outside of my body and I look at myself like, do you want to continue to deal with this dude? Do you want to continue to... I don't even like being around that type of shit. Hell, I live with people that do that type of shit. They make a big deal about somebody sneeze, achoo. So ain't nobody gonna say bless you? There are bigger things to worry about. There's somebody, and they will get into an entire back and forth about, you didn't say bless you. I said bless you, but you said it 5 minutes ago. That lets you know, bro, no shit be going on in a lot of people's heads, man. And I've said this before. These are typically the people who keep their job, who keep their relationship, because their reaction is not of somebody who is really tired of this shit, you know? I told my brother already, we wouldn't even be living here because I would have gotten tired of the filth. And a lot of that shit, I would have gotten tired of it so quick. I would have been like, yo, man, let's just break this shit off now. But see, my brother is able to kind of like he's able to make adjustments in a way that for me, it'll make me vomit. A lot of stuff that I see that he go through, I couldn't make those adjustments because I would rage out. So I would tell people like, I just want to be by myself. So finished up that day. So yesterday, I get to work and I see Miss Angie. So when I go to the back, start taking all my pills and stuff, I spoke to her and said, hey, what's up, Miss Angie? She goes, the other day when I told you that you couldn't leave until you finished the dishes, I mean that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was already pissed off that you... Any job that start that bullshit, you can't leave until your job is done. And it's normally a setting that you got to depend on other people. You see what I'm saying? 4 o'clock hit and it's time for you to go. You got to worry about if Tom, Dick, and John did swept the floor, cleaned cobwebs. Okay, now y'all can go. What you mean, y'all? I've done what I'm supposed to do. But these low-level jobs like this, they can micromanage you like that. And if you working at other jobs, warehouses and shit like that, when it's time to go, it's time for you to go, and your ass probably gonna get in trouble for what you didn't do. Because you didn't manage your time. Why? You didn't manage your time. So, she's like, you didn't do the dishes, and I told you that you couldn't leave until you did them. Carmen, which is her daughter, which is the kitchen manager, she was like, she had to come back there, and those dishes still had food on them in it. Y'all see how I get down. Y'all have seen multiple videos of me cooking, cleaning, doing shit that you would think I didn't have to do. Right? So it was an insult for her to tell me you left without finishing your job, because I've told y'all, my personality is so pulverizing. I say that 1,000 people can say the same thing. If I say it, it's different. It's going to hit different. So when she's telling, well, you know, when I say you can't leave, I mean that. You can't leave. And I'm sitting there like, you're a fucking liar, dude. Somebody in here is lying. So I'm trying to explain to her that after you told me, because I told you I was frustrated already because I was on an empty stomach and I was ready to go. And it was like 4:15 and I was trying to leave and she was like, you can't leave until you do all the... You could tell that this old ass lady spends way too much time with younger people. Because she has a confrontational like personality. You know you can't leave until you done all those dishes, right? As if I'm supposed to be like, I ain't doing that. It's like, oh my God. So when she says that, that did piss me off. Because that was a fuck ton of dishes. And I've been around kitchens a lot. I know certain ways to get shit done. But then other jobs, they're so piss poor with their crew that they almost have to, again, micromanage every single adult in the building. To the point where it's like, hey, get all those dishes washed. Why? Because at night they won't do them. Simple as that. I'm making you do this because later on they don't know how to manage their time. It'll be 9:45. We can shut all the lights off and it's a sink full of dishes. But those people won't get fired or anything. They'll be the talking point as far as we got people not doing the dishes. We got people not wanting to do this. But if it's something they know they can put my name on, then now we having meetings and shit. Charles, come here. We got to have a meeting. And this shit happens job after job after job after. It makes me want to be a hustler, a dope dealer, a hardcore gang member. It has made me want to turn to the dark side. Where I might be sitting here with thousands of dollars, but I don't know who's going to come through that door and arrest me. You see? But that's the type of bullshit that goes on in my life when it comes to work. So, as I'm trying to explain to her that I did go back in the kitchen and do all the dishes. See, I was raised with this idea. Why don't you take care of it before you hear my fucking mouth? The house I grew up in, my mother would say, y'all don't want to hear me bitching, so just do it. So, at 33 years old, I still abide by that. I don't want to hear your fucking mouth because I'm going to cuss you out. So let me just go ahead and do this. So, as I'm trying to explain to her, I did go back and do all them dishes like you asked me to. And she was like, you didn't put them up? I'm like, I looked at Xavier and asked him, bro, do you want me to put the... This is what I was trying to say. But she's such a bitch that she didn't let me finish. I was like, I was trying to tell you that Xavier told me, hey, bro, we'll put up the dishes, bro. I got it. And she's sitting there, no. Don't lie to me. No. I'm like, you know what? Something in my brain and my body has seen this before. All right. So, in my mind, I'm already like, fuck you. I ain't been here for a hot month. And I'm already to the point where you ain't gonna know, you ain't even gonna recognize the sound of my voice because I have nothing else to say to you, ever. So, because again, they expect most people to forget about it, come back to work, kind of go into like a ass kissy like personality. No. And you gonna notice you piss me off. And so what that's gonna create is some type of standoff where she knows he didn't really do anything wrong, but I can't go and apologize to him and say, I apologize for accusing you of not doing the dishes and stuff. She can't do that. Maybe 20 years from now, if I'm still working there and shit like that, and she's probably dead, but you get it. She ain't gonna do it. No. Give me a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. So, I go back to the kitchen, I start working or whatever, and they don't have internet up there, coincidentally, so a lot of my shifts I'm having to just sit there and just deal with the stupid conversation and just, I'm having to just deal with it, because I don't have headphones. Well, I have them, but there's no internet. And so I took my phone out of my pocket, and I'm trying to charge my phone up, and the reason I'm charging is so I can have it charged for whenever I get home. Just start making videos or doing whatever I need to do. Because a lot of times, bro, charging this phone up with this charger in the wall, you'd be amazed. It'd be on 60 something for like an hour. It's crazy. These sockets suck. So, I start working or whatever. I go back to the kitchen or whatever, and I go and take my phone and I plug it up. I plug my phone up the same place that when I asked Carmen, hey, do y'all have an Android charger somewhere? She took that phone, my phone, and put it in the exact same spot that I put it in. So when I put it there, Carmen was off of work. So she came up there just to, whatever. She goes around the corner and grabs the phone and was like, whose phone is this? And why are they using my charger? And like takes my phone out, like starts trying to turn it on and shit. And I'm in the kitchen like, hello, hey, that's my phone. So Angie grabs the phone and was like, you cannot have your phone in the front, and we do not allow phones on person. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, lady? So I grabbed my phone, just put it in my back pocket. Like, it's jobs like this that really show the demonic side of my personality. I say defiant. It's just the defiant side of my personality where I will just say, I don't care. There is nothing going on in this building where I cannot pull my phone out, skip a YouTube ad, text somebody back, check my damn Facebook feed, all of 7 minutes and put my phone in my pocket. Not even 7. This place is not that busy. When you try to enforce rules like that in some little ass shack, bro, you can miss me with that shit. You can miss me with that shit. I ain't even mentioned the whole prejudice. I say prejudice. I don't say racist. I say prejudice. I ain't mentioned the prejudice bullshit she did where when I asked her how to use the Alexa, she was like, oh, you just tell it what you want. And we only listen to country here. I was like, what the fuck was that for? The way she said it was real snobby, like, and we only listen to country. I listen to 95.7 The Spot. Anybody know what 95.7 The Spot is? That ain't nowhere near nigga music. What, you thought I was gonna put on some of that Glock 40 spaz? What, you thought I was gonna put on some of that Zanman here at work? No, I'm sorry. I'm not like everybody else. I don't bring my personal preference of music to the workplace unless it's in my headphones. I don't want other people listening to Glock 40 spaz, Baby Solid, Zanman, Yeet. I have enough common courtesy. And plus, I don't feel like motherfuckers, oh, you listen to that? Then shut up. Oh, no more Cash App. I'm going to get a... Give her a heads up. No, okay. So you failed again, thinking I'm the gangbanger coming off the street to come listen to fucking what they call it, goddamn NWO or some shit. Huh? I guess you think I'm gonna some fuck the police? No, I'll leave that to the other race of people. The Mexican man who want to listen to hardcore rap. I'll leave that up to them. I don't like to listen to hardcore rap really when I'm at work. So, after she did the little shit with my phone, I was pretty much just like already in the mindset of I'm gonna try to find another job. You not gonna be texting me before I come to work. Hey, don't come to work. You're not gonna be doing that. And only make $10 an hour. You ain't finna be doing that. You're not finna. You're not finna. You ain't finna be doing shit. None of the shit you doing. You ain't finna do it. I'm already looking for an overnight part-time job. I'm basically looking for a job to replace this one. I told y'all, every job I've ever had, I'm always trying to put myself in a position where when this shit start to happen, fuck you, I'm out. You think I'm the black guy that's coming in here trying to, you know, Ricky, doing all that bullshit, bro? I'm not that dude, my nigga. I'm not that dude. I'm more white than black. The way I talk, the way I act, the way I think is that of damn near a white dude. I talk about the love of the country more than most country dudes do. Man, shut the fuck up. So, this is now going. This is gonna be my mood now. Because I told y'all, if I ever have to find another job and do this bullshit again of meeting new people, getting to know, I ain't in the mood for that shit. Because I know that this is the type of shit that's waiting on me. Right here. Bitching and complaining. Having a false perception of who I am and what I'm about. I'm probably forgetting something. At least one other thing happened to piss me off, but they gonna know. Some of them are gonna know, like, ever since I did that, he just didn't talk to me no more. Yeah. And if I can find an overnight job to where I get off from there at 10 o'clock, 9:30 or whatever, and just go to the other side of town and go work somewhere overnight, that's what the goal is. Because I'm telling y'all, man, I get so sick and fucking tired of this crap. So I think that's all. I finished eating my breakfast and I gotta get ready for work. But this is the type of bullshit, man. If you don't have a diploma, if you're not trying to learn a trade or a skill, this is the type of shit you're gonna have to deal with. Dysfunctional dirtbags. And like I said about Miss Angie, you must be hanging around young people. Well, see, you hang around your daughter. That's what you do. And when you hanging and talking around your daughter, she's putting certain dialogue in your head as to how to deal with people. I had a recording from Domino's, several recordings of how people talk, how the manager tried to talk to me. And I'll do the same thing here. Because when I get on this camera, I don't want people thinking I'm leaving shit out of the story. No, I tell the entire story. So that in light of me telling the story, I might end up uncovering something as I'm talking. That's the power of honesty. You might hear something in yourself like, oh yeah, I need to change that. But as of right now, though, a lot of this stuff has to do with the frustration of being broke. Showing up to work on an empty stomach on a Saturday when I didn't know we were going to be that busy. I asked Carmen, can I step outside? Literally after everything was done, there was nothing left to do. And she was like, if I can't step outside, you can't step outside. And I'm just like, you see, this is how people behave. This is the scum shitbaggery of how people behave. They're selfish. They're thoughtless. The lack of understanding or wanting to understand. Everything is me. I. Me. So, I'll let y'all later, man. I'm out.